Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. All right, so this morning on your side mirror, we're tapping into global opportunities for academic advancement. All right, and I'm being joined right now all the way from Canada, Dr. Olumuyiwa Igbalajobi, who is founder and CEO Scholarship Café. He's also a lecturer at the University of British Columbia in Canada. Dr. Igbalajobi, nice to have you join us. Good morning.
Thank you so much. Good morning. Happy to be back. How are you today?
Very good. So it's a very wet day in Lagos as we speak right now. I do not know what the weather looks like where you are in Canada.
It's 6 degrees Celsius. Yeah, a little bit, we're currently getting to summer, so it's a little bit hot.
It's a little bit hot for you. So we are cold here. So it's a good blend. And that's because you are far away, more than 10,000 kilometers away from where we are. So differences in weather and all of that could come to play. But the last time we had this conversation was on the 1st of February, Dr. Igbalajobi. This is 3 months down the line or 4 months thereby. So how are things faring with you?
I'm doing well. We're doing a whole lot to support the community, and we just attended a conference, one of the biggest tech conference in Canada yesterday, which we presented what we do at Scholarships Cafe. And since February, there's been quite a whole lot of development. Got into, part of Canadian delegation to represent Canada and Brazil.
Right.
So I've been doing quite a whole lot of social impact at the back end there. I'm happy that what we do at Scholarships Cafe is gradually being recognized in terms of providing access to scholarship opportunities and helping people to succeed, in their academic endeavors.
Okay, so we're trying to see if we can pump up the volume a bit because we can hardly hear you well. But for those who might not know Scholarship Cafe, what do you do with Scholarship Cafe?
Yeah, I hope you can hear me clearly now.
It's better.
Okay, so basically what we do is to, number one, we currently introduce an AI-based tool to match students with scholarship. Either you're looking for undergraduate, master's or PhD or postdoc scholarship. Even if you're applying for a faculty position, like you want to become a professor, we have an AI-based tool in place that when you type in your profile on our page, it matches you with the right scholarship. You don't have to pay for the service.
Right.
And we're not just a depository of scholarship alone. We're also trying to see how we can support people in ensuring that they submit the right documents and compelling application. So on the one part, we are a go-to marketplace in terms of everything that has to do with scholarship.
Right.
Either you're going on our website, or you're going on our Twitter, or you're going on our LinkedIn, or you're going on our Instagram, or you're going on our TikTok page. We're almost on every social media platform so that nobody have an excuse to say I can't get scholarship. So apart from we being your main source of scholarship, we also provide personalized support to support our community. Yes.
And I'm curious, how did you find yourself in this? I mean, why are you coming up with this kind of idea that would give people these opportunities?
Oh, well, it all started 11 years ago. Just like my pitch yesterday, I won the Korean government scholarship and I left Nigeria with $100. So at that time, a lot of people did not believe when I was applying for the scholarship. But when I got the scholarship, it was even 2 scholarships. I got the Chinese government scholarship. I got the Korean government scholarship. And, I took the Korean government scholarship because I was going to run away from home. Then my mom didn't want me to leave because being the only son and the last child, I was pretty close to her.
Right.
And I flew for 22 hours without telling my parents, which after I'd left for Korea and I finished from Korea, I went to Germany on another PhD. I had 5 fully funded PhD, 3 in China, 1 in Korea, and 1 in Germany. And this was all full paid scholarship. And when I got to Canada 4 years ago, because I got a postdoc offer, I felt like I can do more, especially to scale this, to be able to support people outside my community. Then when I was in Korea, I'm this kind of person that I love to give out information.
Okay.
I want to see other people succeed. And when I started Scholarships Cafe 4 years ago, this is the concept. Let other people enjoy this benefit. And it's quite funny because while we're doing so much internationally, we have over a million members in over 200 countries.
Wow.
When you come to Canada, you realize the people are not even aware about this unclaimed scholarship. Over 200 million worth of scholarships are unclaimed every year across the globe.
Right.
And what we're trying to do at Scholarships Cafe is to ensure that every talented student, every talented individual, they have equal access to scholarship opportunity by 2030.
All right, which is a very, very good vision from my perspective. But in terms of what you've done and how you've been doing it, how many people has Scholarship Cafe been able to support in this time of your existence?
Yes, we have, statistically, we have over a million members, and we've supported over 40,000 students. And you can see some of the testimonials I have there. Almost every places that I visit, the Black community would know someone about Scholarships Cafe or get to know about me, being on the struggle to fight, I would say, advocate for English proficiency test remover from quite a few universities across the globe. So we've supported quite a whole lot of students, especially because the platform is free. You don't have to pay to use the platform. Either you're from Ghana, either you're from Togo, either you're from Italy, either you're from Japan. We have over 40,000 registered users on Scholarships Cafe right now from 127 countries, which means that our reach is quite wide, and we're looking forward to supporting more people. And I'm sure so many people listening today might have heard about us. Some of my followers are quite online right now, and I just want to say thank you so much to everyone for supporting us, including you, sir. And so we are creating a community that everybody can have access to opportunities.
Right.
It's a virtual space for me, whether you are in Ekiti or you are in Ibadan or you are in South Korea or you are in Seoul in Korea. You can use the platform without any restriction.
Which is very, very good. So let's talk about the kind of opportunities that are available. We see lots of Nigerians that are jackpotting. So the jackpot syndrome has been very common in the past 3-4 years. And a lot of times when people migrate from Nigeria to other countries, it's always in search of greener pastures, not necessarily for the academics. So let's talk about that aspect. What opportunities are there for Nigerians that are hoping to advance their careers in academics?
Yeah, basically, I just want to correct the impression that, I understand that a lot of people want to jackpot, but when it comes to the scholarship route or comes to funding opportunities, there's a clear distance, between your mindset to jackpot or the mindset that you intend to address a problem. And that is what we tell our clients or our students or my community. If you think about you being a solution provider or you understanding the knowledge gap in the system you would want to study, it becomes easier for you. A couple of days ago, I was talking to some people that one of my community members in Ghana won a scholarship to the tune of $185,000 in Canada for an undergraduate program. And before you could get that kind of scholarship, you need to show that you merit such opportunities, just the same way you can get a full ride PhD right from your NYC or right after you finish your undergraduate. You don't have to do a master's because it's a 5 years program in the US and it covers your master's. So basically there are tons of opportunities. Right now the South Korean government, they are saying by 2077 they have a target to recruit over 300,000 international students, which I was part of them 11 years ago. The same way in Germany that you have a free tuition from undergraduate to PhD, the same way in Canada there are certain scholarships for international students. So the opportunities are quite a lot out there, but the question is about your quality of application. Yeah, so I tell people, if you focus on being that asset that the system needs in a 70%, 30% ratio, 70% of you provided quality application that details from your CV to your personal essay to the reason why you're pursuing grad school, why you think you're different from other people.
Right.
Then the 30% could be concept of jackpot, right?
Mm.
You would, all these opportunities will fall in place. But if you kind of invert it the other way around, that your 70% focus to study abroad is to jackpot and 30% is to be that asset, you might actually not get that scholarship, because this could be free money, right? But again, these are like taxpayer money that they want to give it to someone that actually merit, the purpose of the scholarship, and that person will be able to contribute to the body of knowledge.
Okay, so let's talk about a lot of times when people are in search of scholarship opportunities, it appears we have more within the masters and the postgraduates range, but we do not really have much for undergraduates. Can you talk to that, Dr. Igbalajobi?
Yes, you're right, and because it's quite simple. When you think about masters or PhD, most of these programs are research based, and like I mentioned earlier, it's taxpayer money. They want to bring you on board to solve a problem. Maybe you're solving a problem that has to do with cancer treatment. Maybe you're solving a problem that has to do with political instability. Maybe you're solving a problem that has to do with hunger. So when it comes to masters and PhD, there are more opportunities. And even when it comes to PhD opportunities, there are even more than masters. Some departments will tell you they don't even have a master's program. It all starts from PhD because they know they can keep you for 5 years. And after the 5 years, you would actually publish 1 or 2 papers that will contribute to the body of knowledge. But when it comes to undergrad, there are few entrance scholarships that could be like $20,000 per year, which might not be enough. But again, there are also full ride scholarships from undergraduate. I have a few of my followers in Kazakhstan. The government funds 499 undergraduates every year, with flights covered, with tuition covered, with monthly stipend covered. We have the Japanese government scholarship called the MEST scholarship that offers a full ride. We have the KGS scholarship that offers a full ride. We have some scholarships in UBC in Canada here that covers quite a few amounts of scholarships, and also like the University of Ottawa. So there are kind of a few of them. Mastercard Foundation is also extending to Kenya to offer full ride scholarship for undergrad. While the undergraduate scholarships are quite limited, it's just because one, it's not sustainable. Most of these institutions also get money from undergraduate programs to kind of fund their, basic infrastructures and a whole lot of other things.
All right. Then a flash update coming in from traffic managers there. Accident between a tricycle and a Lexus car. This is at Allen intersection. There are 2 vehicles that are involved, but I understand that the tricycle has been pushed to one side, and Lasambos have been contacted to come and take care of the casualty that we have on ground. So take note of that. This is at Allen intersection, right? It's between a tricycle and a car. So take note of that as you drive along. Okay, then. So Dr. Olumuyiwa Igbalajobi, let's look at Nigeria, because I see you have lots of followers. You have people from different countries across the world. But in terms of your support base for Nigerians who are really, really aiming for scholarship programs, how far have you gone with that?
Well, that's amazing. We have 80% of our followers from Nigeria. And I think Scholarships Café has become an household name in Nigeria, and we're supporting a whole lot of people. In the past 3 years as well, we've actually done so much in terms of raising almost $2,500 yearly. We've supported over 350 people to acquire their international passport, and some of them are different continents right now: Asia, Europe, North America. So we're doing fantastically well when it comes to the Nigerian system. And recently we started having some partnerships with churches in Nigeria, to support their youths. Coming from my own background as a person that was born and raised at CAC. We're also partnering with different institutions. We have some MOU that is currently in progress to sign with some private universities. And I've also been doing quite a few interviews for pro bono services in Nigeria to teach for free at some universities and exposing the students to scholarships. There are quite a whole lot of things going on at the back end of scholarships campaign. Nigerian is my sauce. And I've been in this space for 11 years, contributed to success story of so many Nigerians, and we are not stopping now.
All right, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Another flash update. This was coming in from the Mile 2 corridor. I understand there's an accident there, a fatal one on that. An empty gas tank that fell off from its head into the BRT corridor, and that involves a live couple, waterlogged around that particular area as well. So we are also tracking that from time to time. That's within that particular end. So the police have been called in to come and do their examination. But traffic managers on ground are trying to, deal with the issues arising from that as well. That's within the Mile 2 corridor. So take note of that. Very shortly, we will allow you to join the conversation as well. If you have any questions for Dr. Igbalajobi this morning, feel free to do so. All right. So, Dr. Igbalajobi, a lot of times too, people who are seeking for scholarships, it appears it is skewed towards the sciences, the techs, engineering and maths. Those who are in humanities really have those kind of opportunities. Will you speak to that?
Oh yeah, well, I understand. I think these are questions I do get as well. Some people do say I'm being biased towards the sciences, but like I just explained earlier, these are taxpayer money, and they want to solve a problem. So let's imagine you come to me to say, "Oh, you need a fully funded scholarship for project management." The question is, what problem do you intend to solve? Anybody can be a project manager. As a grad student of microbiology, as a grad student of plant science, I manage projects, you manage projects, you can assume to be a project manager. And if you look at some of those tools out there these days, there are so many tools that have become so improved. So many processes have become so automated. So what I do tell parents, what I do tell my followers is, even if you're going to go to university, right from you making a decision to study a course, you need to think about the fourth industrial revolution. You need to think about AI. You need to think about machine learning. You need to talk about things that have to relate with health. And if you're not thinking about communication, now we have up to $1 million worth of scholarship at Columbia School of Journalism when it comes to data journalism. So you need to find a cross section. You need to find a linkage between the field of sciences and non-sciences if truly you want to get scholarship.
All right.
And again, there are even scholarships that have to do with issues that maybe unrest, political issues, public policies. They're looking for people. But again, the world is going to the intersection of how you can use technology to drive other fields as well.
All right, then Lagos Traffic Radio, 96.1 FM. Let's see if we can expand the discourse beyond the studios to also have your input. This morning, we are tapping into global opportunities for academic advancement. Dr. Olumuyiwa Igbalajobi of Scholarship Café is our guest. He's also a lecturer at the British Columbia University. 08099 120 That is the number. 08099120777 and 09153877127 is the number that you can connect with us this morning. He's speaking with us live all the way from Canada, and I suspect it must be early in the morning, right?
Yeah, it's 2:44 a.m. in the morning.
2:44 a.m. All right, let's take some questions that are coming in on social media. This one says, good morning, Mr. Victor, and to your guest, Dr. Igbalajobi. My daughter has a BSc Biochemistry from Unilag. She's almost through with her medical studies in Russia. Please, how can she benefit from the scholarship opportunities? She is in first class grade right now. Please, I need information or link that she can click on to get necessary information to further more in Canada. Anonymous. Okay, you didn't put your name. All right, so go ahead, Dr. Igbalajobi. How would you respond to that?
Thank you so much. I think that's amazing. First class is huge in biochemistry, and having an experience in Russia. I mean, I started my journey from Nigeria to Korea to Germany and coming to Canada. So we have, like I mentioned earlier, on different platforms here on LinkedIn. You can search for my name. You can search for Scholarships Cafe. You can also send us an email at info@scholarshipscafe.com. Unfortunately, our masterclass starts today as well, which we train people for 3 days on how to apply for scholarships, and it's quite intensive about 150 slides, and then we onboard them to a community support system after the third day. So I believe your daughter has a chance to look at different opportunities in Canada and the US, depending on the area of specialization of your daughter. So I think possibly you just need to reach out to us or let your daughter contact us, and then we can take the conversation from there.
All right, then this one says, good morning, Traffic Radio. What advice would Dr. Igbalajobi give to aspiring scholars looking to tap into global opportunities for academic advancement? Okay, this is Tejumade is sending this one in. I think she's just seeking for advice, right? Okay, let's take this call.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, this is Tosin calling from Bagada.
All right, Tosin from Bagada, go ahead.
Yeah, please help us ask Dr. Igbalajobi. Is it only for those who are BSc holder, HND, doctor? What of those who have not get their, maybe, do they have any scholarship for those who have not achieved their BSc or maybe they are SSC holder? And what is the link? So you can tell us, you can get the information from doctor and you can relate it, because the way doctor is very fast, so we may not be able to get
to
all
hear
what
him.
Doctor is saying.
Okay.
So you doctor, so you can relate it well, and the link and the phone number. If they have office in Nigeria, you can say it.
All right. Thank you so much, Tosin, and keep listening. All right, so Tosin, it says maybe you're talking too fast for them to be able to hear you very well. All right, so but he says, is it only people who are undergrads that have this opportunity? Aren't there opportunities for those who are just leaving secondary school?
Oh yeah, I mentioned in here that there are opportunities for people that want to pursue undergraduate, and we having a master class for the first time for undergraduate in July, so that could be something to check out. I can send you the link as well. So basically, I mentioned earlier that one of our community members from Ghana won a scholarship of about $185,000 to study in Canada. So there are opportunities for those looking for scholarship for undergraduate just right after secondary school. I mean, you would have your NECO or WAEC results ready. Some of the, if you want to be competitive, I would also encourage the student to possibly take the SAT exam. Okay. I've seen people that won fully funded scholarship in the US. And you mentioned something about HND as well. Mm-hmm. Yes, you can get scholarship with HND. I do see comments on social media saying HND is kind of a disaster. I disagree. I've mentored a few people that won scholarship with HND, and we have, recently I think Punch or other newspaper reported a post that I made about scholarship with HND, and you can look out for that. Just search for Scholarships Café on Google. Right. You'll find us. We don't have a in-person office in Nigeria right now. We do all what we do online at the comfort of your home. Yes.
Right. All right. So Tosin, you heard that Scholarship Cafe. Just go online and search for it, Scholarship Cafe, and you'll be able to get all the information that you are looking for. This one says, "Good morning, Victor. First off, it is very busy from Ojota connecting Fadi. It's a wet morning. All right, we do know that. Is that please ask your guest what criteria does Scholarships Cafe use to identify? Okay, let's take this call first of all. Hello there.
Hello, Mr. Victor. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, this is Dr. Busari, please.
All right, Dr. Busari, let's hear from you.
Yes, I'm the one that sent the anonymous message to you.
Okay, the daughter is studying in Russia, right?
Yes, in fact, she's through the medical exams in the university. She's only waiting to do the state medical exams in Russia.
Oh.
In just June.
Okay.
So she has cleared all the papers in the university, but she wants to do the state exams so that she can practice there.
Okay.
But I want her to move to Canada by the grace of God. So please let me have Dr. Igbalajobi, please.
Yes, I think he has responded to you.
Collect his number.
Okay, all right. We'll try and do that. But he has responded to you. He says she should just go and click on Scholarship Cafe. He'll be able to get the necessary information that you're looking for.
Okay, thank you.
Right. Thank you so much for that one. All right. So this one says, please ask your guests, Says, what criteria does scholarships Café use to identify exceptional students eligible for its support services? Ahmed Yusuf is sending that one in. All right, Dr. Miwa, what's the criteria?
Thank you. Thank you so much. Disclaimer, we don't issue scholarships. We are a depository of scholarships. We support students to find and apply for scholarship. They do the process. We provide them with the tools and resources. And what we usually do is the fact that we don't, if you had, remember I said we are trying to ensure that everybody have equal access to scholarships. And so we don't discriminate. But we understand the scholarship terrain can be competitive. And even if you have a 2-2, we still say that, your CGPA is just one part of the process. And we ensure that, okay, if you want to use our service, we want to ensure that you have at least a minimum of 3.3 over 5 CGPA, which is a 2-2. And we've had people that we mentor that won scholarship with a 2-2, several scholarships. And in part, what made a difference for them is the fact that CGPA is just one part. There are other criteria like your research experience. There are other criteria that includes your leadership, your volunteering, your ability to communicate properly in English. So there are so many of these criteria. And I think this also relates to Tejumade's question asking about what are the criteria to get scholarship. So you need to understand that if you're applying for a master's or PhD scholarship, you need to define your research interest. What kind of problem do you intend to solve? What are your leadership abilities that you've had in the past? What are your research skill sets that you can claim that you have? So it's just like you're trying to apply for an undergraduate program and you don't have a WIC and NECO. That's impossible. So if you're applying for master's or PhD, we always try to evaluate your profile, and that goes like a 35 minutes consultation, which is quite affordable. Right. So with that, we can look at your CV to see that, okay, the Nigerian style of CV that has to list your date of birth, gender, local government of origin, next of kin, number of kids, age of kids, it's not applicable to the international space. Right. So the first consultation we have with you, we go through your profile, we understand your long-term goal, we understand your research skill set, and if it takes us to kind of match you with a platform to go and volunteer to increase your skill set, we'll do that. We don't sugarcoat. We just tell you this is how far you can get scholarship, right, and these are the things you need to work on to be able to be eligible for those scholarships out there.
All right. So there are lots of questions that are rolling in for you, Dr. Igbalajobi, this wonderful morning. This one says, "Good morning, Traffic Radio. Is it possible to travel with family if an individual secures a fully funded scholarship? Please ask your guest." Sharon is sending that one in from Alakbere.
Thank you so much, Sharon. The fact is that there are a few scholarships that are available for family. I want you to look at it into this perspective that most of the scholarships provides opportunities for individuals to come study. But again, there are scholarships like Chevening or Commonwealth shared in the UK that will support family allowance. The DED scholarship in Germany provides subsidized rate for your accommodation and accompanied family member. Even the Chinese government scholarship, they don't provide tuition for accompanied family, but when it comes to housing, they can support. Okay. So we only have a few scholarships that provide support for family, but it's not a full ride scholarship that will cover every accompanied family member.
All right. This one says, is there any age limit to the scholarship application? Sheung from Ikeja is sending this one in. Any age limit?
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much, Sheung. Typically, there are age limits to some of the scholarships like Korea, Japan, the Turkish government scholarship. They have age limits, but when you think about applying for scholarships that is offered by the institution or professors, nobody should recruit you based on age or gender or your skin color. So these are just typical examples of things we do tell our clients that, there are different scholarships, either from the government side, either from the non-for-profit, either from the university, and we can categorize them into groups that will tell you there are age limits for this and there are no age limits for that.
All right, then. As we gradually wind to the end this morning, let me see if I can take a few more questions. They're coming in 08099120777. This one says, kudos to Dr. Igbalajobi. How do you plan to select 1,000 individuals who will receive assistance for the scholarships? Oyeniyi Julius is sending that one in. And then I'll just take one more. This one says, good morning, Traffic Radio. So please help help tell the government to fix Ogba Road. It's in a very, very sorry state. Chris is sending that one in. And then this last one says, can individuals from any academic background or field of study apply for the scholarship assistance program? You didn't put your name, by the way, but thank you so much. All right, so can individuals, is it any individual that can do that?
Yeah, sure. So like we say, in fact, one of my followers this year got a full ride scholarship to the US for Christian religious studies. And guess what?
What?
His flight ticket was covered, his tuition was covered, and monthly stipends.
Wow.
And so this is what we're trying to do at Scholarships Café, to get to expose more of those scholarships that are on tap. Some of those scholarships from these institutions, they kind of recirculate every year because they don't get students. So it's quite important to understand that you are not being discriminated, though we have more opportunities for people in the field of STEM.
Right.
But there was a question before, I just think I forgot that.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Empowering 1,000 people.
Yes.
So early in the year, I mentioned, I think it went viral, that I was going to empower 1,000 people to get scholarships. It's not that I'm going to give them scholarships. What we're doing here today is part of the empowerment. Like, quite a lot of people are listening.
Right.
And what we do on Scholarships Cafe every day, you can confirm yourself on our Twitter page, on our YouTube page. We are disseminating information. We're creating a platform that everybody can get access to scholarship opportunities. And the testimonials that just have them. Just give someone is looking for that information. A lot of people are acting on that information.
All right, let me
that is what we're doing to empower
let me just squeeze this one in before we round off the program. More messages coming in. This one says, good morning, Mr. Victor. Please ask your guest, is the scholarship only for science courses? What of social sciences and arts? Mrs. Adebola from Ikorodu sending that one in. So do you have
Thank you so
questions for that?
Thank you so much, Mrs. Adebola. And we've mentioned this earlier. Scholarships we just mentioned one in CRK. My mom is a teacher. I was a teacher of CRK.
Right.
And people would say, I had one of my mentees that just got a scholarship for Africana Studies at Portland State University. Data journalism, one of my big ego. Shout out to Kunle Falai.
Right.
Was in the US, got a scholarship of $120,000 for data journalism. So now people are talking about intersection of communication and natural processing language.
Right. We have to go. Dr. we have to go really. But you said that for people to connect with you, how can they do that quickly?
Right. info@scholarshipscafe.com, or check any of our social media on Twitter, Scholarships Cafe, YouTube, Scholarships Cafe. You can search Dr. Igbalajobi. I'm sure you will definitely find me everywhere on social media. Just reach out to us. Connect with me on Twitter as well. All right. And then we'll take it from there. Thank you so much for having me. Mr.
All right,
Victor.
then you can go back to bed now. Thank you so much for connecting with us this morning.
Bye. Thank you.
Okay, then. So we've been able to tap into some global opportunities for academic advancement. Take advantage of these opportunities, and then you see things glowing for you at the other side of town. All right, we have to go. Temi Dayo Anthony has produced the program. I say a big thank you to Okpayemi Shodunke, not forgetting our social media unit, others there, Remy Aluko, and of course our executive producer is Tayo Akole. My name is Victor Oteri. I'll be back shortly for The Benchmark.